kind of weird. I just got 616 in LA just on loop in my head right now. I guess that's the move. I guess that's the vibe. I don't know. Damn, two people popped in just like that. What up, man? I didn't know how this was gonna go. I didn't know how fast people were gonna pop in. So now that we got two people to join in, hopefully we'll get a little bit more. You guys give me a thumbs up in the comments. Let me know if you can hear me properly. Let me know if my audio is there. All that kind of stuff. You know, we got to do the mic checks and all that. Testing 1 2 1 2 3. It is 9:42 p.m. in Japan. So it's a little late, but had a long day. Trying to manage these circadian rhythms and get myself in a positive space. I don't know. It's kind of funny, man. I don't know if it's anybody that normally watches the show that's here. If you all give me feedback, let me know if you can hear. Let me know if the audio is good. But I've been learning that there are a lot of people who are lurking, and Greg is up in the place to be. What up, man? Audio is fine. Appreciate that. There are a lot of people who are lurking, and I'm noticing that they're trying to kick up dust, and they're trying to cause some more issues and things like that. But we're not gonna live like that in this space. This is gonna be, smoke your best cigars, positive. So that being said, I don't know if you guys can hear my family in the back. I got 3 cigars tonight. I have number 1 is the silver. Number 2 is the chef special. Number 3 is this old Aganorsa leaf. What is it? Something rare. What is this thing? Rare leaf. Rare leaf. I haven't had this cigar in a while, so it's the rare leaf. So those of you who are in here, you guys can choose a cigar and let me know which one I should smoke tonight. I'm not gonna be up here long. We'll get through 1 cigar, and that's gonna be it for the night. Let's see. I've been looking for any new cigar content and no news about my town. Yeah, what up, homie? How you been, bro? Yo, yo, yo. You said no news about your town. So, like, is that in the sense, Greg? So, no news is good news. Is that what you're saying? Um, New cigar content is tough, man. I'm hoping I'm on the same page with you here, just based on your content and your comment, rather. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know if if you're on Instagram. I've been wanting to talk about this cat anyway, but Sober Cigars, with his many reviews that he's doing on Reels on Instagram. Sober Cigars has been some of the most entertaining stuff, man. Also, I've been rocking really heavy with Mike from Cigar Carpenter, but you know that anybody outside of the circle right now hasn't really jumped out at me, man. So if I see or come across anything new, I'll let you know. But I ain't really been in that space. You said you on Xbox. What you playing on Xbox right now? I would definitely like to hear that. I was at the movie theater last week watching the new Beetlejuice. Yo, man, I'm kind of on the fence. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm on the fence with that Beetlejuice. I don't know what I really want to do with that. I don't know if I really want. Like, y'all gotta understand. Like, y'all know me and movies in general. Y'all know I love movies. I love '80s movies, and Beetlejuice is one of my favorites. But and I love Michael Keaton. I think I've talked to you guys about that quite a bit. How much I love Michael Keaton, and Michael Keaton, just the way that he embodies, roles and stuff like that. But everything that I've seen from this new Beetlejuice, aside from Keaton, hasn't moved me, man. It hasn't put me in a space where uh, hasn't put me in a space where I really want to deal with that. So I'm kind of scared. I'm gonna watch it and then be upset. So that's why you ain't see me in the movie theater, and I'll be up in that theater heavy. Let's see. Oh, okay. Hold on. We'll put that one up so people can see that. Live in Springfield. Oh, since the debate, every news outlet is here. Are they checking to see if there are any um, family pets being eaten? I had a meme up on I put my own meme up on Facebook. I'm gonna put that on the community tab so y'all can see that meme that I made. I think that shit is just funny as hell because that whole thing. But Greg, you can tell me, what dog and cat taste like, or you can ask the resident Haitians in your neighborhood. Since they don't make any good food, they just eat your animals in the neighborhood. That's just crazy to me. That's just wild. Pan is up in the place to be. He said Xbox and drinking Guinness. That sounds like a good night, homie. But what's on the Xbox though? What's the game, man? You playing like some Final Fantasy? Said go watch it. This is for Beetlejuice. Said go watch. I might, man. I might. I might. I'm on the fence with that. I think I'll politic with that. That sounds like some good combo for the live. Pan is up in here. Said drop in to say hi. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Much love, homie. Really appreciate that. Say play, let alone battlegrounds. Unknown battlegrounds. I don't know that joint, man. I don't know that joint. I'm gonna have to look into that. Really quick, man, while y'all in here, everybody chopping up with me. What cigar is it gonna be, man? Is it gonna be the Chef Special? Is it gonna be the SB 1014 Silver? Sorry about the light taking that out. The silver, y'all see that? I said the adult version of Fortnite. Okay. I bet. That sounds like it'll be fun. That's usually not the type of games that I play, so I get it, man. I totally get it. And then we got the rare leaf. So y'all pick, man. So I can like this. All right, I got one for the SP 1014. I do want to spark up the silver again, because one thing while we're talking about that, we're gonna see. Um, this is getting pretty mixed reviews in general from what I can see. And I hear that some people like the silvers that they're getting are tasting really young. That people are getting like the astringent chemical, young tobacco profile in there. I didn't get it the two times that I've had this before, but I've had a different experience each time that I've indulged in this cigar. So we got one for the SB 1014. We're gonna go for a minute before I even light anything up. While we talking video games though, so what I just got, man, I've been on Metroid really hard. My son has the Switch, and y'all know I'm an '80s kid, man. So everything I do was pretty much '80s based. So Metroid was one of my favorite games on the Nintendo growing up. So that's what I've been playing. This is not Metroid Prime either. I'm not really one of like the first person shooter joints. So who I look like Drake. That ain't me. I'm more like the original side scroller joints. So sorry, but I got the wrong one. Hey man, look, I'm gonna get to that. Let me get this one real quick since I usually try to go in order. What's been happening. My least smoking fam. We just said what up to everybody. We good, man. Everybody good. Everybody good. Look, only thing you got to do, man, is say the word. You see me more than I see you. I know you've been around, but just say what up, man. And look right here. I got a box on me right here. Shouts out to Sal for sending that box out to me too. I always got a Stogies on me, man. So you ain't got to do nothing but say the word, bro. Literally, nothing to it. And we're gonna smoke our best. Get the Nintendo Pass for the Switch. I might do that, man. I've been debating on that. I've been debating, but even with the PlayStation, man, I've never got the pass, and I've never got the what's the PlayStation joint? Where you can play online and all that kind of stuff. I'm such a solo player, man. All right, I hear you say copy that. Word up. Ain't nothing but a word. He said, let's see here. Said, kind of curious if the chef special is bad as Matt said. To be honest with you, Greg, me too. Straight up and down. I'm curious too. And you know who sent it to me. You know it was Matt that sent this joint out to me. So, all right, just since we're here, you know, we got a few people that joined in. Look like we got 8 people. Thank you to everybody that's joined in so far. Hit that like button, and thank you for kicking it with me this morning or tonight, depending on where you are in the world. But we have the infamous smoke show coming up a little bit later. It's going to be tomorrow for me, tomorrow for my homie Ian, and it's also going to be later on today for you guys. So I was gonna do, I don't know if I'm gonna do this for that show. I'll find something better. And I don't even know if this makes, smoke your best cigars. I don't even know what you would call this. Clay is up in here. What up, Clay? But we're gonna see. All right, so I'm gonna do this, man. Since y'all not picking, y'all not gonna pick for me. What we're gonna do? It's hard for me to do this because these cigars have completely different patolas. This one is a classic Parejo, and that's in a Toro. This is in a Parejo Robusto, and this one is an oval. So I'm just gonna do a blind search, man, because I'm not gonna be out here all night, man. I already been 10 minutes. Oh, you said you'll pick, Clay? All right, let's see what your pick is, and then that way I can decipher between the two choices that have gone so far. All right, so let me do this one more time. I'll do it one more time so you can pick. You got the SB 1014 Silver from Sanj Patel. We have that Weird Dude cigar. That's the Knuckle Sandwich. This is the Chef Special. I don't even want to give him no promo. I ain't even saying his name. And then we got a very old Aganor Salif Rare Leaf that I haven't smoked this one in a while. So shoot your shot. Boom, 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 boom. You Clay, you're not Clay Days right now. You Clay Thompson. Shoot your shot. God. All right, Greg. There it is. That was the tiebreaker. That was the tiebreaker. All right, so I can put these away. Got these lit up right here. So that's so that's what Greg said too. So we got that tiebreaker. That's what we're gonna light up. That's what we're gonna do. All right. Since we always talk cigars, since we like we always do at this time, we are going to light up by Espinosa the Knuckle Sandwich Chef Special. This was sent out to me from the Cigar Hound Dog. And as Greg was stating earlier, that this is not a favorite for Cigar Hound Dog. This is definitely a cigar that he kind of loathes. But if you guys know that he's had the 56, and that's one of his favorites. Sanja. Sanja, not Sonya. Correct me, make sure I got that right. So Sonja. And if that is Sonja with the J, that's actually really dope. That's actually super dope. That's actually super dope. So correct me if I'm wrong, since y'all know I try to get in with the comments, man. And I love the fact that we can be personable and kind of get to know each other. And I'm getting to a place where I know a lot of you by first name basis. That's actually kind of cool, man. I really think that's one of the best things about being able to do these lives and about, being able to have a platform like this and to create a channel. Like, you guys can sit up here and spend time with me. And on a daily basis, nobody ever gets my name right. So I really try to. I bet. Thank you, Sandra. That's a dope name, by the way. That's really dope. But nobody ever gets my name right. That's one thing, it'd probably be really surprising to y'all that, like, when people see my name written down, Kilan, it's like people just naturally saying Keelan. Never happens. It never happens. I hated my name growing up, by the way. I'll put this. without being too crazy, some of you guys know what my first name is. And my first name is too many of us walking around on the planet. So by the time I got to high school, I was like, I want to find my own identity. So I started going by my middle name. And even further back than that, like when I was graduating from kindergarten, I was walking across the stage and my teacher called my middle name out and she said Kylan. So there's family members that gave me one of my a very rare nickname that I'm not saying up here that my mother calls me and my wife calls me because the way she said Kylan. And I've never lived that down. And it's happened so many times. I get everything from Kalan, which my wife calls me, to Killian. People love to like people love to throw the Killian, I guess because of Killian Murphy or Keelan, Keelan. I get everything but Keelan. So I understand with the name. And thank you for giving the correct pronunciation. I'm sure you get called like Sonya a lot because you know Sonya Blade and all that kind of stuff with the people with the name spelled like you. So I totally get that. Mm, time to smoke. One thing I will say about the cigar, I'm gonna get into my cigar talk real quick while we up here. One thing that I will say about the cigar, that the smoke body on the start of it is pretty good. I'm not mad at that, and it's given a slight, vanilla sweetness and like a green wood, a very light wood. So it's a good body so far, and it's a good way to start with the cigar. That doesn't happen, very often, but it does give me the Espinosa feel. I feel like Espinosa makes pretty consistent cigars. It might not be the best on the market. He may not be the best that's out there, but it does pretty good. And with with the aversion that I've had to the knuckle sandwich, and with the experiences that I've had before, I really didn't expect this to start off really well. So it's kind of nice that it's starting off well. I will say this: when I smoked the 56, the construction on that cigar was actually significant. It was actually pretty damn good. It didn't give me much other than that, but I'm really not gonna be mad at that. So to start off, if you guys are interested in the knuckle sandwich, if you want a cigar that smokes really well, so far so good. If I remember correct, Matt was saying that this cigar was very peppery for him and very pepper forward. So far, I'm not getting that because usually when you have a peppery cigar, that's the first thing you get when you light up. Like when that tobacco is primed and it hits your sinuses and all that kind of stuff. That's usually where it goes. It's like the only thing that you can taste is pepper. So far, so good. I'm not getting that. It is a little bit of pepper. Now that I'm going back into it again, but as far as how the cigar smokes, the draw on it is 100%. It's absolutely perfect. I'm digging the draw. All right, let me do something real quick while I'm here. Since I do this on the laptop now, I am kind of curious to see what the makeup of the cigar is. Let's get into it. Y'all mind? Is that annoying for y'all? So y'all can tell me like in the comments. Is it annoying like when somebody is doing their show and they do research in the middle of the show? Does that bother you at all? Are you just like, nah, cool, man. Look that shit up. Go do what you got to do. I've always wondered about that. Like when I'm watching somebody's channel, that doesn't bother me at all. But I mean, it's not like I'm doing, like uh, what was my old show? Like I Want to Smoke, where everything was supposed to be detailed, I had everything formatted. I don't think it's supposed to be like that. I think I get a little bit of freedom while I'm doing the live. I like this one. I like this one. Let's all learn together. All right, so we got Chef Special, and I can't type for nothing today, man. I'm getting everything but the cigar. All right, bet. Let's see. All right, cool. Half wheel is coming through on it. So let's see what we got here. So with the chef special, what we have on is from Nicaragua, from the factory of San Latano. So it's an Ecuadorian, let's see, Ecuadorian Habano Rosado wrapper, Nicaragua binder, Nicaragua filler. So that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna read anything else. I don't want anything else to affect my thoughts on it. So let's just see what we got from there. He said, "Don't doing the same." My man, Big K. What up, Steven? What up, man? What's good? What you been smoking on lately, man? Matter of fact, I want to hear that from everybody that's in here. Steven, Greg, Big K. I thought I saw Ben up in here too. And Ben, I'm just seeing that comment, man. We got the knuckle sandwich chef special, and that was picked by Sanja and Greg. So that's what we got here. Let's see, Connecticut broadleaf wrapper. Did I pick the wrong one then? I think you're right because look, this one has the navy band, right? This one has the navy band. The one that popped up for me that says chef special, I don't know if that's gonna show. It's not showing. It has a yellow band on it. So it's a Connecticut broadleaf. That would make sense why this is getting that sweeter note in the beginning. So that makes sense. All right. And for those of y'all that didn't know, the Vitola on this one. Boom, boom. I know I'm trying, so you corrected me on that. So that's why we're getting more accurate of it. Yeah, this one's the 24. Yeah, this is the 24. This was sent to me by Matt, by the way. So it's all Nicaraguan here. So we got a Nicaraguan puro. See, that's why we work together. That's why we're gonna do this. So I think the one that I looked up here was the 23, right? Is that what the difference was? Honestly, that goes to show you right there, like how much I cared about this cigar. I really wasn't a big fan of the cigar. And while we in the midst of it, I'm like the pepper is there, but it's not killing me at all. It actually takes more broadleaf forward than anything else. So that makes more sense. Well, we got ATL up in the place to be. Shouts out to Atlanta. What up, Phil? But what I was saying earlier before, like I got corrected properly by Greg. Thank you. Shouts out to Greg. So this is the 24 on this one. And it was Connecticut broadleaf or Nicaragua. I did want to know what you guys have been smoking because I want to talk about some cigars that I've had in the past couple of days. If you guys have been following me on Instagram, you've probably seen some of the cigars that I posted. I've been trying to post a little bit more, man, and be a little bit more active on Instagram. I've been trying to be a little bit more active on all of my social media platforms, just in general. I just wanted to stay connected. So I do want to know what you guys have been smoking, what has been really good for you. Oh, I got something here right here from Steven. Let me pull his comment up. He said, I just smoked that Warp Saunter and it was excellent. Okay. So while we at this now, while we're talking about Warp, one of the cigars that I just recently had myself was the Isla de Crocodilia, whatever, the crocodile. I just had that one. And you know right now that cigar has been universally loved, right? I didn't love it. I'm not gonna say I didn't like it. I didn't love it. It really gave me the usual kind of profile that you get from Warped, and it wasn't in there to me anything in there to me that made it stand out like any cigar that was going to be like the best cigar of the year. Honestly, like I honestly think I'm enjoying this chef special a little bit better than I did that, and that might be sacrilegious to say. So let me see. On Nicaragua, got to all of that. Got the good morning from Atlanta. Said maybe not puro because of the broadleaf, but filler and binders. Got you. And I had the Aladino Cameroon last night. Yummy. You enjoyed that one. So you and John from Cigar Alchemist both enjoyed that cigar. That was the other cigar that I had most recently. And I think you guys saw my post on that. Anybody that's following on Instagram kind of saw how I felt about that cigar. And I almost feel like it's a complete remake of the CLE HTK EKE. And I want to say I disliked it. But when I first had that HTK, I really didn't like that cigar. I thought it was horrible. My palate has changed quite a bit. So let me see. Let me see what Steven was saying. Yeah. Yeah, you feel me. You feel me. He said it was a miss. Big K, hold up. Which one was a miss for you? Which one was a miss? I want to know specifically which one you were talking about with that. And he said the Lampert Limitada 23 was great. I do want to try that one. I do want to try that again. And I'm glad you kind of brought that up too. The last time I had that Limitada, I love Lampert. Don't get me wrong. I love Lampert. But the last time I had the Limitada, I was disappointed. And I don't know if that was just my expectations or if it was just a particular cigar that I had at that time. I thought it was way too mild. And it just didn't give me enough. It didn't give me what I was looking for. Yo, what up, fam? Lawrence, in the place to be. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. So while everybody's chiming in and putting in their comments, um, you know, I'm smoking the knuckle sandwich right now, and surprisingly, I'm enjoying this, man. I'm in like I don't know if it's the mood that I'm in right now. I'm in a pretty good mood. I'm in a really good mood actually, or if it's just the fact that it's broadleaf, and I hate to be one of them cats. I hate to be one of those dudes right now. Like everything right now is like Mexican San Andreas. What the? Did y'all see that? Anyway, I hate to be one of those cats right now. That's like everything is like Mexican San Andreas, and everything is Connecticut broadleaf, and it's so easy to right now to like have that be the it wrapper on a cigar. But I like them. I really do, and I'm enjoying it on this cigar. And I'm really surprised how much I'm enjoying this. So, Greg, I think if you try this out, Sandra, I think if you try this out, I honestly think you guys might like this cigar. It pains me to say that out loud. Y'all don't know like how much that pains me to say out loud. It hurts. Let me go on to this next comment. He said, I thought that charisma was just okay. Going to have to revisit it. Okay, Steven, once again, I'm glad you said that one right there too, because that charisma, I've had maybe 3 of them so far now, right? Hold up, I don't want this to go out. And as far as the charisma, the Toro took a while for it to actually build up and actually really get the flavor profile that I was looking for. The Robusto, I did not have that experience with the Robusto. The moment I lit that Robusto up, that sugar cane that Sanj was talking about, I got that bad boy right away. Bang, like that. I really, really, really enjoyed it in the Robusto. So that's been my favorite. Honestly, when I go back and I try this SB 1014 Silver again, I want to have this one in the Robusto to see if it's going to be better than what I got with the Toro. So I'm curious, Stephen, to which Vitola you had on that. So let me know. Okay, I got you, Big K. I see what you were talking about there. Let's see. Lauren said, like, smoked that CAO Brazilian last night. Surprised the hell out of me. It's nice. Dude, that's a classic, man. Straight up and down, it's a classic. Did you get the nutty Brazil nut profile in that cigar? Because that's one of the things that stands out for me when I smoke that cigar. I haven't had it in a while, so be nice to me. I haven't had it in a while, but I've always thought that was a standout. I like the Brazilian tobacco. It does something really good for me. So I'm glad you enjoyed that too. But that is a sleeper at this point now, because it's one of those cigars that has been around for so long that people kind of forget how good it is. But those that know, like if you know, you know. You know what I mean? So you said you were let down by this too. Look, I don't think it's a bad cigar, but it just kind of felt like warped to me. It didn't feel like anything special. And I'm not trying to be like, negative Nancy or anything like that. That's not what I'm trying to do. So, and y'all apologize for the growl in my voice. Like my natural voice is really low. And I'm trying not to be like so much so that broadcasts all through my neighborhood. So I do apologize if I sound like I'm saying like, yo, I'm Batman or some shit like that. That's not my intention. I probably sound like Tyler the Creator or something. Greg said, I enjoy a good Connecticut broadleaf. We'll have to pull it out soon. Yo, Greg, when you light this bad boy up, get at me because I just want to know your opinion. I want to know what you think about it. Y'all know if I'm saying anything that comes from this weird looking chef is good, you know I must like it. And I just hate to be a bandwagon dude. Because right now on the palate, I'm getting milk chocolate. And that milk chocolate is just kind of like staying in the back of the palate. And it's really nice. It's pretty nice. I can, and it's smoking good, like I was saying earlier. Like the draw is wonderful. With me kind of taking my time, it still got a nice little burn line. I think I just burned a hole in my sweat trunks. I hope I didn't. This is like the only pair I got. Okay. He said I had the Toro also. I'll grab some Robustos from Tip Top. Yeah, I like how you did that. I like that. I like that a lot. Shouts out to Tip Top, man. Shouts out to Greg, yo. Tip Top Emporium, getting love in here. But for real, let me know what you think about that Robusto, man, because it was a big difference. Because as I said before, like it took me to like just about the heart of the cigar before that sugar cane kind of kicked in on the charisma in the Toro. And it wasn't bad at first, but I just felt like it was really woody. Um, and that was like the first portion of the cigar. And I was you probably watched it. I think I was doing it. I don't know if I was on a live or whatever, or was I just recording this in my own head and never put it out? I don't remember anymore. But that's what I was talking about with that cigar. By the time I got to the heart of it, that's when it started to develop for me and the sugar cane came in. But when I was on the live last week, that that thing like that Robusto was money. That thing was beautiful. All right, let me see. He said the AJ Brasilia was good on Monday. You just on like a Brazilian kick right now. That's a good look. Oh, who's bringing this up? Who's bringing this up? Steven? Look, man, I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Me and the infamous fellas was just talking about that this morning for me, this morning my time. So we were like, you know, just kind of talking cigars in the group chat as we normally do. And I was meaning to send them a message about this cigar. And I want to give a shout out to Kendall. Kendall that pops in as Saucier. He sent that one out to me. And he was basically like, yo, have you seen the cigar? And I was like, yo, they got a new Arcana? Now, here's the thing about that. With those cigars, the Arcana series, you got the Mortal Coil, you have the Firewalker, now you got the Thunder Smoke, right? And then I also lump in the Amazon Basin with that because I kind of feel like it's within the same vein. The whole concept behind that is that they always find these very unique tobaccos. That excites me. It's not much now that gets me like super excited just in the cigar world right now. This cigar right here has me excited. And the reason why, and is because they're using a lot of African tobaccos in this. And I love the fact that one thing that CAO is doing, they've always done like the international, the Italia, the America, the Brazil, yada, yada, yada. And then they do the Arcana line where they use like volcanic soils or they use the Amazonian. So this is intriguing to me. This is like highly intriguing to me because with regardless of what you think about those cigars, because most of those cigars are polarizing, right? Regardless of what you think about them, they all have a unique flavor profile and they all give you something different. And I feel like, if your palate is in tune, then you can really taste some of the differences that are in there, right? And I like the Mortal Coil. I know that one had what used to be extremely popular, right? And then it became kind of more of of a contested cigar. The Firewalker. If you can't handle minerality in your cigars, you're not gonna like that Firewalker. I kind of dig it. So I was able to enjoy that cigar without completely hating it. This one, I don't think it's gonna be able to live up to the standards of, let's say, the principles, time to burn. But I'm really interested in trying these African, tobaccos in that cigar. I want to see how that works. Let me see what Phil was talking about. He said, I just had the La Galera Imperial Jade, thought it was great. Mwah, chef's kiss. Fantastic cigar. If anybody like, okay, the Jade, the Connecticut, and what is the other one from La Imperiosa that is super banging, man? There's another one that I'm just drawing a blank on. Anamoy. Anamoy. That's it, the Anamoy. Outstanding. All great cigars. Said, yep, Brazilian nuts, chocolate, creamy leather, because I don't want to put those together. The creamy leather doesn't sound good, but creamy and leathery, I dig that. And I couldn't pick out the spice, but it was balanced, picking up more. Good choice. Way to go. Sarge told me when we ordered that the Robusto is the money one. Somebody else mentioned that to me too, Greg, and was almost already sold out. We ordered extras and almost out now. Look, that makes sense to me, and I'm only saying that because that Robusto it hit different, and it didn't take so much time to develop. There's always a case to be made. How much Vitola plays into cigars. With this one, there's there's an obvious difference for me. So this is going to be up to you guys to see how it works with your palate and how that works out. Said I also tried the CAO V23, was a decent smoke. I think decent was a good word for that. Because y'all may know, I love the Flathead series. That V23, the last time I had that was back when I was on the rooftop back in my old place. And it didn't hit for me like I wanted it to. It smoked really well. It just didn't hit for me. And I haven't gone back to revisit it after that. So I'm glad it was decent for you, at least. But that's worth a try. It's definitely a good try. Let's see. We'll be smoking that Thunder Smoke tomorrow night on live. Okay, bad. Okay, so I'm kind of excited to see how that's going to work during the live and see how that goes. Yeah, that blend does look really interesting. I know I'm just getting caught up because I wanted to kind of, expound on that cigar. And I'm glad Greg was still talking about that. So it doesn't seem like I'm getting way off topic. But that's probably one of the most interesting blends that's out there. But we were joking around in the group chat, just like how the band was so gaudy and all that kind of stuff. It kind of looked like an Oscar Valladares thing. But all of those Arcanas had a very unique blend. And my opinion on that is that it's meant to be eye-catching. And it's meant to be drawing people into these unique tobaccos and things like that. I'm not a big fan of all the gaudy presentation, but I do like a really good presentation. And if I was still in the space of doing reviews, when you're really trying to nerd out and get in depth and all that kind of stuff, it was fun to talk about, like, what is that joint? Is it the anagram? Or, oh God, my vocabulary tonight is horrible. So y'all, palindrome. The palindrome, where you could flip it over with the Firewalker, and it's, no matter where you looked at it, it said Arcana. That little stuff is fun. Just kind of putting that stuff in reviews is always a good time. All right, bet. Let's see. Given that 20-acre farm a go this morning, per Peter's recommendation. Look, once again, shouts out to Peter for giving that recommendation. I know Pick Jimmy absolutely loves that cigar. That's one of my favorites. Like, especially in the morning. I don't know if you're gonna have like a coffee or creamer or whatever. That 20-acre farm, chef's kiss. Not this chef's kiss, but like an actual chef's kiss. It's beautiful, man. It really is a good cigar. So give me your feedback as you're lighting that up. If you're smoking with me right now, let me know what you think about that one, Lawrence. So I'm really curious to hear your feedback on that. I love that cigar. Love it. Let's see. All three African tobaccos, 3 different regions. I must try. Dude, that's the same, like, that's the same excitement that I have for this cigar. Like I'm really, really like into that joint. Let's see. He also said, okay, let me do this with Tip Top on this one. 20 Acre Farm is good. I love it. The Imperial Jade right here, Cameroon. I didn't even know that was Cameroon. I think I did a review on that. It's probably been 2 or 3 years ago now. So, but that thing is amazing. Super good. All right, everybody showing love. Appreciate that. Oh, that's a good question right there. So, Greg, you can. Okay. Let me see. You see the question right here? Is that the Thunder Smoke available? Bang bang. Yes, it is. It is available. This is what I hope that more blenders are gonna do to really stretch themselves out. You know, they want us to pay a pretty penny for these cigars at this point in time. If you're gonna do that, branch out. Try like all these Brazilian tobaccos, these African tobaccos, or all these different regions, Amazon, Costa Rican, you know, Sumatra, whatever, da 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 da. You can go down the line. I want them to try more and more unique blends, more and more, unique cigars as far as like putting together a new blend that's gonna be something different. I'm not gonna get excited smoking Connecticut broadleaf all the time. I'm not gonna get excited smoking Corojo and Mexican San Andreas all the time. As much as I love them, like I do, I really do. But I really, want to try something new. And in order for me to get like giddy about a cigar right now, it has to be something that's completely unique. I need to get it like a unique profile. I need to get a unique taste. This is actually a really good cigar, right? But I feel like I've had it before. Even though I'm enjoying it, I'm getting the milk chocolates in that. It's very creamy. It's surprisingly creamy. And it's way less peppery than I thought it was going to be. Way less. I need to do a retro hell. I need to see what that retro hell is going to be like in just a moment. But I feel like I've had this cigar before. Same thing when I had the Aladino Cameroon. I enjoyed the cigar. But if I've already feel like I've had that cigar from, the same family, Aladino, CLE, and what's the other one? That's Iroa, you know. And I feel like I've had that cigar before. I felt like I got bamboozled. I feel like I got, you know, led astray, run amok. And it just made me feel some type of way. I need a unique experience. He said they are LE and manufacturer already sold out. Dang, that's crazy. That's crazy. I did not know that. I didn't realize it was an LE. That's crazy. That's kind of heartbreaking. He said so many LEs coming in the next 3 weeks. Keep us posted on what's going to be popping up, man. Greg, you are a wealth of knowledge, bro, and I really appreciate that. So that's dope. Oh, okay. Said finally tried the Noir. I like it. Picked up another one last night. So to piggyback off of that, Cameroon is spectacular right now. Cameroon rappers have basically become the new Connecticut broadleaf, right? Like everybody is searching for that Cameroon that's gonna change the game. And you had the Cameroon LE from Aladino. You had the Cameroon Reserva, and people would like hype and praise on the cigar, which is a good thing. I'm glad most people are enjoying that because what I can see that the majority of the people who have in the Reserva are like going crazy over that, right? They like it's like the best thing in the world, but it wasn't in that elite class for me. It wasn't Don Carlos. It didn't reach that pinnacle. It wasn't the Noir, which that I don't know how you felt about the Noir Sanja, but like that joint for me is it might be the only thing that's going to rival a Don Carlos as of right now. And the RS88 Cameroon for right now, for my palate, those are the ones that are getting me excited. Like I can smoke them anytime. Like it's not gonna be too much that can touch those. And for real, like I'm not even exaggerating. This is not hyperbole at all. When I think about those cigars, I get goosebumps. It's one of those things that kind of gives me that kind of like, oh man, I can't wait to have this cigar. I didn't get that from the Reserva, and I didn't get that from the LE. We were talking about what was the Imperial Jade. I love that cigar. I don't know if I'll put it in that same context, but if that's Cameroon, I would kind of put it in a similar class. So it's kind of fascinating to see where people are going to fall with this Cameroon rush right now. But at this moment, give me a Don Carlos. Give me, goddamn, these bugs out here. I got a story to tell y'all in just a moment. And give me the DC, give me the Noir, and give me the RS88 Cameroon any day. That's just kind of where I am. Let's see. Alec Bradley, Filthy Gooligan. I saw that popping up. We got coming, and we'll sell out fast Halloween. Yeah, that's gonna be beautiful as far as you as a retailer, because people are gonna be in the season. It's a cool name, it's a cool look and all that. But I do not get excited for Alec Bradley at all. Like really, I saw the ads for that joint. I saw everything like popping up on Instagram, and I was like, man. But I know it's gonna sell. I know it's gonna be a thing. And for anybody that's getting in the review content right now, this and same thing for people that are in the industry actually selling cigars. This is gonna be bread and butter for the next couple months. Anyway, because it's time for like the Oktoberfest, and it's time for the Monster series, coming from Tatuaje, and then that 50 Ghoul again, it's going to be a big thing. So all those like real, get your pumpkin spice latte cigars are going to be making a killing right now for the review space and for the cigar sellers. You got to do what you got to do, but I'm not excited about that shit at all. That's just me. I did get some like really dope Friday the 13th and Michael Myers stand socks the other day, so I'm kind of hype about that shit. That's me getting into my Halloween spirit. He said Luciano and Peter St. James did a LE cigar as well. I haven't seen anything on that, so I'm kind of curious to know what that's about. Let's see. My homie Moses is up in here too, saying what's good. Ohio gozaimasu. But for me right now, it's still konbanwa. Good evening to you, man. Good morning. Shouts out to you. Good to see you, homeboy. New LE Bosphorus. Oh, Figurado Crown Head shipped as well. I'm kind of on the fence with Oscar and the Family cigars right now, and just in general, like it's been a rough year for Crown Heads. Shouts out to John Huber though. He's been a gem just as far as like how he's been treating everybody, and the actual work that he's put in with cigars for 2024 was actually nothing to sneeze at. I know the cigars didn't hit like they should, but since we're doing a limited edition, Figurado on the Bosphorus, I'm hoping that as a Vitola that it's gonna smoke a little bit different than what it's been smoking like. You know what I mean? When they changed factories, that Bosphorus just didn't hit the same as it used to. So I'm kind of curious to see how that goes. That's one that I would be interested in smoking, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to try to get that cigar. You feel me? That's just my opinion on it. I would love to hear what you guys think. Let's see, getting ready to go to Neptune. What should I grab for the morning? Hey, we were talking about this earlier. If you haven't had a 20-acre farm, grab that cigar. I think it'll be great. If they still have any of the Cameroon Reservas available, grab that cigar. See what you think about it. Greg has just mentioned, quite a few of the new cigars that are coming out there. I heard Tatuaje has some new releases, so that might be worth checking out. He said, "Wait, they have pumpkin spice cigars." No, I was just saying that, and I was just saying that sarcastically. or facetiously in the sense that, like, when that season comes around, like everything has this, pumpkin spice variety because they know it's going to sell just for the season. And you got these cigars that are coming out, to be within the season and all that. He said, thinking of trying the Wagashi. I will say this. I actually want to try the Wagashi again myself. I think I've had it twice. I think I'm trying to go, like, I think I've had it twice. The first time around, my mindset was it's a sober mesa, right? And being with Saka and the sober mesa, he's usually doing like not your average Connecticut's, and they really are like really bold, and they still taste like a Connecticut, but they have a lot of complexity to them. He intentionally made the Wagashi to be a lighter cigar. So if you're gonna go into that cigar, keep in mind that it's gonna be a very light profile. Um, it's not bold at all. But I think the second time around, I was able to appreciate some of the sweetness and some of the milder flavors on that, and I had to get my mindset ready that's what the cigar is meant to be. It's not meant to be anything that's full body. But if you're going to be smoking a cigar in the morning, or if you want to smoke a cigar that's going to have a clean profile to it, it's not going to make you smell all smoky and you know um, I think that'll be a cigar that's going to work for you to get started in the morning. But you always got to try a cigar to see how it's going to work for you. I gave Saka a hard time about that cigar, but it really, like, it wasn't my favorite, but I see where it fits in the portfolio, and I see how it could be, enticing to a lot of people. You know what I mean? It's a big change, and I feel like that's not a bad thing. You know, for somebody that has these really uh, umami flavored, rich and savory, earthy cigars, it's really a welcome change for him to put the Wagashi in the line, and it's something worth trying. So that it would sell around here seriously. No, it really would. Honestly, Greg, when it comes to that pumpkin spice thing, I'm surprised nobody has tried that with the infused cigars, with the flavor profiles. And I really think if somebody was really trying to do that, blending wise, like, say for instance, because you can get a cigar with a nice cinnamon profile, right? Every now and then, it was a cigar I had recently. Matter of fact, I think I, it was either the silver or the charisma. One of them have like almost like a cardamom, you know, coriander, and it gives you that kind of flavor profile in it. I can't remember which one it was. Sorry, I can't do that off the top of my head. My recall is, yeah. But that being said, if you're able to get those tobaccos and you get some nice leaves that gives you like that spicy corojo, and then give you something that can give you that kind of like that milk tea, creamy kind of thing, like a kintsugi, and then you mix that cinnamon and coriander, you could basically get a pumpkin spice cigar. I don't know what the blending process would be to do that. You could do that though, to me, just based off of that, without having to infuse a cigar. But then again, if you did it in the way that you're infusing cigar, trying to get pumpkin spice, that shit will sell like hotcakes, bro. And just imagine, right? If they did it in the Ezra Zion type of way, or dare I say, Pravada, type of way, where you're putting the bands on and you're getting these, glossy bands. Like, oh, let's take Espinosa, right? With what's the Thai tea kind of concept, and then you put a real colorful band on it, and if you can get actual those spice notes in there, hotcakes. So whoever's listening, that's in the background, if you want to steal that idea, you can make a shit ton of money in 2025 with that. That shit would be a killer. I don't know if you know any blenders, Greg, but you might want to get up on that, man. Said Tatuaje. You tried to F my day up, bro. Look, I'm gonna tell you. The thing is with Tatuaje, Tatuaje can be hit or miss. I know they got the Wolfman joint that's coming. But if you want to go back to it, what was the joint they released last year or earlier this year? The Face. The Face. That is an amazing cigar coming from Tatuaje. Like, not good, amazing. The Face was great. So, the, there's some things that you can get within that monster line that could actually, do some good. So there's some positives in there. Don't get me wrong. I know Tatuaje can be kind of like hit or miss, but when they hit. I said I'm curious about the Bogashi, man, with how polarizing it is. Those to me, like those are the cigars that you need to try for yourself. Because I can honestly say, I never thought I would have enjoyed this cigar. I didn't have any kind of expectation that I was gonna dig a cigar that came from that dude in Espinosa. I just really didn't think I was gonna like this cigar. It's nothing special. It tastes like many cigars, but hey, it's polarizing and I'm enjoying it. I hope it doesn't rain. If it starts to rain, y'all, I gotta get out of here. So just kind of keep in mind that I might have to dip out. Holy shit, yo. I'm gonna hold on as long as I can. Right now, it seems like my laptop is not in the way, but if this picks up a little bit more, I gotta bounce, y'all. I've been out at the beach all day, and I haven't had to worry about rain at all, but it's coming down right now. I'm gonna hold out for a second. Let me see if I can get to a couple more of these. Let's see. I haven't tried Tata Wahe. That's really resonated with my palate. No, go out and try it if you can find it. The Face. Try that one. See what you think. Let's see. Ezra Zion. No, they be lying about those flavor notes. Hey, that's all I'm gonna say about that one. Yeah, I've heard great things of the Monster line. Can't find them in stores though. Yeah, it's tough. That is a tough one. That's why I try to throw that little caveat in. This little bit of rain actually feels pretty good. I hope it doesn't get any more than this though. I just picked up Oscar's Heaven and Hell. Have you had it? No, I really don't mess with Oscar Valladares like that, man. Yo, rain put out my cigar, yo. I really don't mess with Oscar Valladares. That's a brand that like I don't get much flavor out of that. And once again, they always do like these super gaudy bands and all this kind of stuff. It seems kind of gimmicky to me. So I just, I never really mess with it. Let's say let's say like the Superfly and the McFly and all the other ones that I've had in the recent. I was so disappointed in that, and I just gave up. I gave up on Oscar Valladares. So I know a lot of people love the Leaf by Oscar though. So that's that. I think the rain has stopped for a moment, y'all. So we might be good. I'm gonna keep rolling until I don't roll anymore. So let's keep the comments going. You guys are fantastic as far as like throwing comments in, giving your opinions, and just feeding off of the dialogue here. So I'm grateful to all of y'all. Shouts out to sunny California, man. What part of Cali you in, man? You going dumb? You going stupid? You in the Bay? You on some? They not like us. You out there eating burritos in San Diego? Hopefully you ain't in Fresno. Yo, good morning, man. Ohio gozaimasu to all y'all, man. Ohio gozaimasu. Yo, how? Okay, I want to know what's up with this. How are you just getting into Fuente? That is super weird. That's really weird. So now that you're just getting into Fuente, where have you started? Are you kind of starting with like the 858? Are you starting with like the Chateau, like a Sun Grown or Queen Bee or something like that? Or did you kind of go to the great end? Don Carlos, God of Fire. I will be really curious to see where you are with that one, Kay. Let's see. Grape said, grape drink. That's funny. I want that purple stuff. That's funny. Anyway, some Rocky Pale type beat with the Chole cigar being a brand. Some Rocky was that supposed to be Rocky Patel? Some Rocky Patel type. I don't know if I might not just be. I'm dyslexic, man, so maybe I messed that one up. Question. I've been meaning to ask. Okay, why was the soccer live so controversial? I thought it was good, cordial live. Okay, that's a good question. That's a really, really, really good question. Actually, let me leave that up. By the way, let me leave that there. Okay, so here's the thing with the soccer. Y'all probably know soccer is my absolute favorite blender, right? Soccer is you know the sweet spot for me, just when it comes to flavor profiles, and I can pick up just about anything within his portfolio, and I'm good with it. I love his presence online. I love the way that Saka is out, talking about his cigars, talking about you know what's coming next, just the way he interacts with the consumers for his product. It's been fantastic. It's really good. Knowing Saka's personality, he's very much kind of like the prickly loner that will say just about anything off the top of his head, like no filter kind of thing. But usually he's extremely cordial to everybody. He's never really like negative, but he doesn't really mince his thoughts, which is cool. I got nothing but respect for that, right? That's all well and good. But when Saka came on the show in the green room, he seemed kind of relaxed, like everything was cool. We didn't have like a lot of discourse with him, but we were talking to him before the live started. Like everything was all cool and well and good. Everything was solid, right? But as soon as the show started, the homie Texas tourist made like an off-color joke. I didn't even really get to see what the joke was, but from that moment on, Steve was a little guarded, and like his personality changed. He wasn't really being as direct as he was in the green room. And he seemed like, it just kind of seemed like he was like, I kind of heard about you guys, like being the mean girls, of the cigar community. So that was one thing that kind of made the vibes a little shaky. And one thing that kind of threw people off is that instead of like being a normal soccer interview where he's just kind of being really opinionated and just kind of talking, off the top of his head and kind of riffing and enjoying the show, he was very meticulous and very measured in what he was talking about. It was very much like super informative numbers, bottom line, but very straightforward. And it wasn't too relaxed until the end of the show. And at the end of the show, when we started like talking about like science fiction books and stuff like that, then you kind of saw his personality come out again. And another thing that kind of came out that was kind of controversial was it was kind of like, some dialogue, based on ethnicity. I'll say it like that just kind of came off a little off color and kind of off putting. But I didn't take anything personal to it. If you go watch the show, you can kind of see, what I'm talking about. But I got no ill will at all towards soccer. I think a lot of that had more to do with it all had more to do with just uh, the generation that he came from, and just that kind of thing. And so nothing is personal. There's no beef with soccer. I want to make sure that's clear. I still correspond with him on Facebook, and he pops up on my channel from time to time. He's popped up in my comments. He's popped up on a live, and I didn't expect him to be there. We got 15 people in here right now. I don't know where that's showing up on y'all screen, but we got 15 people in here, and it's rarely ever 15 people commenting. You never know who's watching. You never know who's paying attention. It could be anybody from uh, the person that will not be named, who is seemed to be lurking in a lot of people's shows, Saka, Herklots, John Huber has been known to be hovering around. Matt Booth, you just don't know, because when you put yourself and your platform out there, it's a good chance somebody can be watching. So he's always been, he's been really cool with me. If I had any issues with his cigars, he's looked out and that type of thing. He's always given his feedback on my opinion on his cigars or his own opinion with cigars. And that was another thing, like, during the show, I was trying to get him to really like go in depth because I'm like that's one of the few people that I would like fanboy out for over his cigars. So I was really trying to get him to to talk about some of his cigars and kind of celebrate some of the cigars, and he was just kind of like, yeah, it's whatever. I didn't like this one, I did like that one. It was just kind of interesting to see. But for me, I still think it was informative. But some of the people that were watching the show at the time really wasn't, feeling the way it came across. So that's why it was more controversial than anything. I hope I really answered that question. I hope that, makes it, make a lot more sense. And, but I do want to say this. I got nothing but love for Steve Saka. I got no beef with the guy at all. Let's see. Deed in God of Fire. Oh, you started off with a banger. That God of Fire series is crazy. So well done. I want to see what it's gonna be like. Going back into like the Hemingway side of the catalog, going into the Añejo series with Fuente. I really want to see what it's gonna be like. Even the Rare Pink, that's something completely different out of that catalog. But as much as I'm a fan of Saka, I'm a huge fan of the Fuente line. I said no Hamlet. I just woke up Hemingway. I do dig the Hemingway line too, though. Rocky Patel, where the whole cigar is a band. Yeah, yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. I know what we were talking about earlier. Yeah, Rocky Patel kind of goes crazy with that too. Like the number 6 was like that. The number, what was it? The number 9 was it? I don't know. I think it was the number 9. Yeah, Rocky did that with the bands too. I see what you're saying now. We're on the same page. The story was a bad experience and stopped my journey until the God of Fire. Okay, gotcha. He said, okay. I haven't watched his other interviews, so I can't compare. No, I mean, look, I think all the way around, for the most part, people watching that, I think they enjoyed the show. And being the fact that it was soccer, it was one of our most viewed shows just as a group, not individually, but, because I think individually, everybody that's within the group has their, episode that has gone crazy and done some shows that got a ton of views and all that kind of stuff. But just as a collective, the soccer episode was probably one of the most viewed. And I don't think anybody had any real major complaints about it. And I haven't heard anything recently that will make people, kind of feel like it shouldn't be watched. I think it was, it's worth going to watch some of his other content though. I mean, that's like the get for anybody that's doing, cigar interviews is to get Saka on your show. And Saka, has been really good about this being out there in the public. He's been really dope about that. Yeah, yeah. So I don't think a lot of people knew the green room stuff. That's just from us. Like I think when you're the person that's doing the show, you see some things that most people aren't going to see. You kind of know how the guests work and the flow of the show usually works, and you're constantly trying to gauge, the person that you're interviewing. And sometimes people come on the show, they look at us as like, we are these cigar nerds, so they try to be very, formal and matter of fact. Plus, they're trying to promote their brands as well too, so they really try, to be guarded. Then every now and then you're gonna get somebody like Sanj Patel, where it's like Sanj just has no filter, and the same way that he is with us, be it in person, being in the DMs, on his own platform, or on the show, Sanj is gonna be Sanj regardless. You know what I mean? And so you get certain people that are gonna be a lot more relaxed, and then you're gonna get other people that are gonna be a little bit more in business forward. And it depends on what people are looking for. Y'all know how we do on the infamous and just on the vintage cigar live shows. Like we try to be as relaxed as possible, and we wanted to be fun. We wanted to be engaging, And I feel like when I'm doing the show, like I want to be informative, but I also wanted to feel like it's a lounge. Like we all just come in here, everybody just chop it up, have a good time. So that's the feel that we try to create on that. It was just slightly different from that, with the soccer show, which is not a bad thing. I don't think it was bad. Okay, cool. Let's see. Ohio goes on. So he's saying good morning from Daytona Beach. We got Florida in the house. Shouts out to Florida. They're lighting up the Zeno Nicaragua short torpedo for the first smoke of the day. You going pretty strong there, man. I haven't done Zeno in a while. I will say that. It's out again. Every time it rains, it goes out. The last Zeno I had was the platinum, and I know people absolutely love that cigar. I was not feeling that cigar, man. I wasn't feeling it, but I would love to try the Nicaragua. So I hope you enjoying your morning smoke, man. I hope it's everything you expect it to be. Speaking of, man, while we're doing this, y'all give me an idea, man. What do y'all think I should smoke for the new wave show that's coming up for the infamous pod? What do you think I should smoke for that? Y'all give me some suggestions on that. And I got a story to tell in just a second while we still rolling. I said just had a God of Fire by Carlito. Last night was great. That's my favorite one. That SYBC is good. But the Carlito is my one. But y'all know, that's to be expected. That thing was amazing to me. So if y'all digging into that God of Fire series, that's the one I will point you to immediately. But I think that KKP was really good too. But still, right now, hands down, that Carlito is the money. Your bias guide video for Fuente helped get all accepted. Help to get all accepted except the Añejo. And Añejo is tough, man. Um, but I don't know if I can do this on here. But I'm gonna try to do this without getting the episode completely demonetized and trying not to get a strike on this. I'm really trying to be careful. But Arturo Fuente Jr. Google Arturo Fuente Jr. and Google Tampa. I think it's Tampa Sweets. Y'all can correct me in here, but I think it's Tampa Sweets. And around November, you want to start looking for that Añejo series. That would be the way to go with that, because usually around the holiday season is when the Añejo series starts to come out. If you can't get the Añejo Sharp, the 77, try to get the 55. It's still just as good. And for me, I personally enjoy it pretty fresh because they've been aged for quite some time anyway. So you don't need to let it age and do all this other kind of stuff. It's already aged for you. So as soon as you can get it, yeah, Mike, appreciate you on that one. I see you in there. So I just want I'm trying to be careful with that. But Tampa Sweethearts, what up, Mike? But yeah, that's what I would recommend. And just as far as the buyer's guide, dude, my channel isn't growing like it used to, right? But just kind of looking at the analytics and just because the only thing I do now is these lives and just kind of sit back and have conversations with y'all. But that is probably still one of the most popular shows that's on my channel. And like I go look at the analytics every now and then. That episode is always up there. And some like people are still watching that one. And I'm still getting new subscribers for that one. If I ever like came back just out of the fun of doing, shows on the channel, the buyer's guide would probably be the one that I would come back to do, and maybe a few top 10 series, just because one, they're fun, but I feel like that's what people enjoy the most about the channel. I was really hoping that I Want the Smoke was going to be the one to take off, because I just love, like doing the deep dive with the cigar and having the segments in there and like really, talking about the tabacaleras and, all the different blends and, giving all the details about it and just kind of like, being very metric and, giving the details on it. But that wasn't what people were looking for. The buyer's guide was probably the most unique thing on the channel. And it really gave people a way to kind of like dig into all these different brands that were out there. It's a fun show to do. even when I was doing the buyer's guide comparisons, it's just a fun show to do. Thankfully, we got the homie right here, you know, doing his shootouts and whatnot. That's really kind of taking over for what I was doing with the buyer's guide. Like, so if y'all don't follow Cigar Carpenter, go give a shout out to the homie Mike. Follow his channel. Go watch his episodes. He does a really good breakdown, and like I think it's a fun show, and it's just really laid back. But if I did ever decide to come back at any point in time, I think that's what I would do. That like I just enjoyed doing the bias guys, and the feedback that I got off of those things is just surreal. But I don't think that's ever gonna happen, honestly. But I'm just saying, I I can get excited for the reception of that show, and I get excited just being able to nerd out with cigars like that. I thought it was fun. What are the options to choose from for the show? I don't know. I just wanted you guys just to throw something out there. I just wanted to see, like, I got enough cigars that just about whatever you guys throw out, I would have I would have like some form of the cigar, or I have something similar that I could kind of attach to, and I would just kind of pick from whatever you guys throw out there. I kind of like when I'm doing the infamous show, I usually try to get whatever like is in the zeitgeist. Just a fun cigar that people either haven't had, that I haven't had. Just something that will be exciting, just to get everybody to do that. My kids are popping up right now. Sorry, I got distracted. But yeah, that's it. So whatever you guys can just throw out there, just as like, hey, try this, try that. You know, I would just take, because I don't know what I'm gonna smoke tomorrow, or yeah, tomorrow for me, or tonight for y'all. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. No doubt, no doubt. E, what up, man? What's good with you? Yeah, the top tens like that, like easily, like if I go and take a look at the top tens, those are the ones that are still getting views. Like the ones like right now, the top 10 Connecticut's and the top 10 affordable. Um, is either the top 10 affordable or the top 10 underrated. I can't remember exactly, but those are the ones that are popping up the most right now, and they still getting spins. Like for whatever reason, YouTube is still putting those out there for people to watch, and that's what people are watching the most. So, E, man, I appreciate it, man. Like that means a lot. That means a lot. I've been hearing this a lot lately, y'all. So thank you. It means a lot, man. I really wish there was enough time and enough drive for me to really get back into it. But like I lost the passion that was necessary to continue the reviews. Probably the palette at the same time. But as far as like doing the bias, I felt like it's so many people that were getting into cigars and that are getting into cigars now, and just in general with like to kind of give people like a guide to kind of work through whatever their cigar journey is. That part is fun. It is fun. And I kind of like being able to talk to you guys about cigars and stuff like that now. Like I feel like I can kind of do that. With the live shows, it's just a lot more relaxed. Hey man, it ain't nothing to it, man. You know how I feel about your channel, just in general, man. It's nothing but love, homeboy. So it's money. If you could smoke one cigar for the rest of the year, what would it be? God, that's tough. One cigar for the rest of the year. I don't know, like when I'm thinking about this, like just kind of going through off the top of the head, I'm nervous because I feel like I'm gonna leave something out. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's gonna be a cigar that I'm like, oh, I should have said, or I should have thought of. That's tough, man. That's really tough for the rest of the year. God, sorry for the pause. I hate doing the dead air thing, but that like I really want to answer this question. I really feel like it's a good question. I feel like I wish I had some of my like some of my bands. Sometimes I leave the bands around because I've had some really good cigars this year. So like, I'm gonna pause for a second because I'm gonna open this up and see if anything just kind of pops up. Give me a sec. Y'all chime in with that too. I would love to hear what, like, if you had a choice, what would be your cigar that you would go with for the year? That's a great question, by the way. So I'm gonna go into the phone. I'm gonna go back. It's definitely not that cigar. What I'm gonna try to do, I'm gonna try to narrow this down to some of the more recent cigars that I've had. And let's see. Nope, those are all old. Those are old. All right. So just kind of off the top, that's really good. The Atabey Black will be at the top. The Mil Diaz Maduro off the top. The La Madonna Negra off the top. And let's see what else we got. The Principal Black Gold, I'm gonna put that in there right now. The Feral Pig. Let's see. I will. Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. I know what it is. The Definition Noir, Cameroon. I think if that was the cigar that I would pick just for the rest of the year, that I could just smoke and not think about anything else. Of course, my mind went to, like, a Muesha de Saka or Mikarita, but that's kind of passe. But I would probably say the Cameroon Noir by definition. Shouts out to Jamon too, because like, I really love that cigar, and I think that's gonna be the one. I'm confident saying that one, that I think that's the right choice. Great question, by the way. Great question. There are a lot of cigars I've tried because of your videos. What are some of the cigars, man, that that I led you in the right way, or some cigars that you felt like just didn't hit the right way? But that's that was the whole point of this channel, was to make it like we're in the lounge, and to really just kind of guide people through their cigar journey the way that I wanted to be guided when I was getting started. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really wanted to be a place that you could come like, okay, yo, that sounds pretty dope. This is fun. I like the music. I like the memes. I like all that kind of stuff. This is fun. Let me try this cigar. Let me see what EKB was talking about. And that was the goal. I felt like I kind of did that, and getting a comment like that is all love, man. So appreciate you, Phil. Good looking out. It's been a while. Had a great summer. Lots of fishing. Lots of cigars. Dude, that's a great summer right there, honestly. And I kind of feel like I'm in the same vein, E. I've been kind of building up my little lounge up here. Been kicking back and enjoying the cigars experience. Today we went out to a beach, and we just I kicked it with my friend that I made out here. I work with his wife, and he's a chief. He's a senior chief in the Navy, and our kids get along. And we just went out to the water, man, and just chill. Crystal clear water. You can see your feet while you're standing in it. It was just dope, man. I'll put some pictures up in the community tab before I go to bed tonight, so y'all can see what that vibe was like. So I'm glad you're enjoying the summer, man. It's been a good summer. You was one of the first guys I got cigar recommendations from. Hey, man, salute, Lawrence. Appreciate it, man. I really was trying to make this channel fun. I just hate that YouTube just kind of made it hard for this experience to really be fun. YouTube is really the best platform, but just when it comes to cigar reviews, we just didn't get the love that we were supposed to get, man. It's kind of disappointing. So that means a lot. It really does. So I appreciate you. Bias guys are great. Lots of detail. Gives a scope of the brand. They were great videos. I appreciate it, E. I thought that was fun, man. And I tried to make the music fun and tried to make the vibe of the show fun. So, all right, Sergeant, appreciate you, and thank you for showing out. I know. Go back to sleep, get some good rest. Especially on the weekend. You talking about let's go Cowboys? That's nasty work right there. I might have some time to watch the game, man. Hopefully, I haven't been able to watch much football, but I did. While I was at work, I was watching the game. I work in a gym, so while I was watching the game, I saw what happened to Tua on the Dolphins, man. Like, I hope that kid is all right, man. That was tough. That was tough to watch. Let's see. I smoked quite a few Mil Diaz this summer. I smoked more of those if I had to pick one. Just the E, is that the regular Mil Diaz or the Mil Diaz Maduro? Just out of curiosity. Uh, Money not being a factor, I'd probably go Atabay. That's not a bad choice, honestly. And I know I'm on the outside with this compared to everybody else, but I would take the OG Atabay even over the black. But being that the black is the most current, it's still delicious. So that's a great choice. Shouts out to Atabay, man. Shouts out to United Cigars too. Solid choice. I think so, man. I'm pretty comfortable with that choice, Mike. For me, the Mil Diaz and Mi Carita, you were talking about them up, and I picked them up. Glad I did. Dude, like, honestly, I know I talk about Mi Carita a lot, man. I know I do. But that's a comfort. That's like comfort food for me. You feel me? That's really what that is. He said both Mil Diaz. Great choice. Let's see what you were saying here. It seems that YouTube may be getting better. I'm seeing a lot more reviewers been popping up for me. Look, here's the thing. I'm glad that we're getting a lot more reviewers popping up. Look, let me take a picture of this cigar before it goes out. My bad, y'all. But while I'm doing this, um, it's one of those things where it's like more reviewers are popping up, and that's a good thing. I'm glad more people are getting out there. I'm glad people like Roger is out there. I'm glad people like Peter with the Unbanded crew, Mike. I'm glad it's a lot more people. I've been seeing some new faces pop up from time to time, but the burnout that comes with the fact that, like, when you're trying to put up the effort and the time to edit and do all that kind of stuff, and then YouTube won't pay you for it, and you got all these people who are eating good off of this, and you're doing so much for all these companies, and the most you get is like they'll send you some cigars out, which you're grateful for, but the burnout with the effort that you put into it, and you can't reap the benefits that so many people are when you're trying to support your family, when you're trying to expand with your equipment and all that kind of stuff. It gets taxing. So I hope more people don't get that kind of burnout. But for me, I couldn't leave like the community behind that developed. I couldn't leave that. But there are other things that I want to do on the YouTube platform where it's not about it being lucrative, but just the fact that you don't want to do anything. As an artist, you don't want to be an artist that has to die before you get any kind of recognition. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to, you know, continue to work without, having to like sell yourself out. And it's just not a fun thing. So I hope people maintain it and keep it. And I think a lot of people kind of fill the void where I left to do things, much bigger and much greater than I could do. Sorry about that. I'm trying to get this pick real quick. Bang. All right, done. So let's see what else we got. Fucking bugs, man. EPC Black and the Noir. Oh, good choices. I don't think the black really got enough love. I only had this cigar once. I wouldn't say it was like a favorite of mine, but I definitely want to try it again. And I like the fact that what EPC was doing with that whole, EPC Carrillo line. I think he was doing a good job of kind of mixing it up and giving you a lot of different flavor profiles with that. I thought that was cool. That Noir, though, chef's kiss, baby. Let's see. Is the Atabay price line worth it? I will say this for the Shark, any of the Shark series, the Atabay, and there was one, and the Andalusian Bull. Those are cigars that are really expensive that I don't mind dropping coin for. You feel me? But everybody's gonna have to find like those cigars that work for them. That's gonna fit within, that premium price range. That's gonna work for them. Those are definitely cigars that like I don't mind paying for because for me, they actually live up to the quality and they check off all the boxes. Significant flavor, premium tobacco, premium smoke, premium construction, and just all around quality. I think they kind of fit that. But there are very, 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 very few cigars that I feel like once you get over that $20, $30 price range that I'm willing to spend a coin on. Atabay is one of those where I'm like, I'll drop some change for that cigar. So in my opinion, but you're gonna have to smoke that for yourself to see if it's really gonna live up to that. That's gonna be the only way you're really gonna know and have that answer. Let's see. That's a great point. Others get more than you do from the efforts. I love the live streams when I can catch them. You see that I'm trying to mix it up. Like I know I got to be careful out here because Japan is a very quiet place, so I can't do these night shows very often. But it's the weekend. I kind of felt like I kind of get by with it just a little bit, and I didn't plan to stay out here very long. Once this is done, I'm a ghost. Or when that rain comes again, I'm a ghost. But that being said, man, I really try to get these shows out between this and doing the lives with with all the different crews and everybody that I enjoy smoking cigars with. I try to get that out there as content as much as I possibly can. So I appreciate you joining in. It means a lot, yo. It really does. Your videos showing lounges and bars in Japan are great. Also, you can do whatever with your channel. Show Japan while smoking a cigar. That's actually a really good idea, Phil. And one thing that, that's a great idea, actually. Especially like I thought about it today, like while I was out on the beach. Like if I could have just, been out there chilling with my homie, smoking a cigar, it would have been great. I didn't do it because our kids were out there. But just being in that environment, when y'all see this beach that I was at, yo, and if I could just sit out there and do a quick show and smoke a really good cigar in like a really cool place, that might be worth it. That might be something. So you might have done something, Phil. You might have opened up a door for me. That being said, when it comes to the lounges, uh, I've been so busy with work. Like I've been crazy, crazy, crazy busy. Working two jobs. Uh, my kids are on the swim team now, and just kind of doing like a lot of life stuff. I got my anniversary coming up. Like I've been doing a lot behind the scenes, so I haven't had the chance to really just work like on anything cigar related at all. I haven't had the chance. But there are some lounges in Fukuoka that I want to go to and record. I want to give a shout out to the homie Yov, who does cigar glue. I was supposed to go out and meet him in Fukuoka and smoke some cigars with him. And the day that I was supposed to go meet him, my cell phone completely crapped out. Just the motherboard died and I couldn't turn my phone on. So I didn't have any GPS and I had to figure out a way to get a phone quick, fast, in a hurry. So I missed him while he was out here. So I want to give a shout out to Yov. I really wasn't trying to avoid you, homie. You my guy, and I wish I could have smoked with you. But that being said, once things are smooth and I got a more steady schedule, I'm gonna go out to Fuke and I'm gonna record some of those videos for y'all and check out some of the lounges out there. I'm probably gonna go to Fukuoka. Hopefully I go to Beppu and hopefully I can go to Nagasaki. And if I find any more that are in the surrounding areas, I will film when I'm out there. So y'all stay tuned for those. I'm gonna try my damnedest to get those out there. So we'll see what happens. What up, Z? Smoked the Kavari. I think that's how that's pronounced. The Socrates last night. Great cigar. I haven't had that one, man. Honestly, I think the last one that I've had from that brand was the trail mix. So if I see that one pop up, man, I'll try that. I haven't had one of those in a while though. I'm definitely glad you enjoyed that though. That's like a cigar brand that you hear brought up very often. So that's pretty dope. Everybody's gonna be shocked later today when I tell them that I had a knuckle sandwich that I actually enjoyed. That's gonna be crazy. I know Matt is gonna be in shock, yo. So that's gonna be crazy. Let me see. We got 3,000 up here. 3,000 saying what up. Yo, Atlanta's showing mad love, yo. It's so much Atlanta's popping out through this live, man. Appreciate it, man. Shouts out to the ATL. What up? What's good with you? Update. This 20-acre farm is hitting. Hey man. Hey man. The only thing I can say is I ain't surprised, brother. I'm glad that's like giving the love that it gave to me, man. That's a cigar that I like. I was on a kick with that cigar for a period. He said, "Rise up." Shouts out to ATL, yo. But yeah, man, I'm glad that 20-acre farm is giving love, man. That's a really good cigar. I never got a chance to get around to the original Florida Sun Grown. Remember what's the dude with the beard and the tattoos, man? What's the cat? Prop, cigar prop. I really had to think about that. I wasn't trying to be funny. Um, I know he was really heavy on that Florida Sun Grown, but I never got a chance to get that. But getting that 20-acre farm, if you guys go back into the catalog, I did a review on the 20-acre farm a couple years back. I was still up on the rooftop when I did that, and man, I just had such a good time smoking that cigar, and I had several after that, and that cigar never let me down. So that was one. Look at this cat right here, Dave, man. What up? How's see? It's Sasha Booty, man. What's good, man? I ain't seen you in a minute. I thought about you the other day. I was like, yo, Dave ain't been around in a minute, man. I thought I pissed you off somehow, man. All is good here, man. All is good. Life is good. The family's good. Kids are good. Eating good. I'm in good health. I hope all the same, and then some for you, man. I hope life is treating you good, homie. And I mean that shit. But it's been crazy. So real quick, while we got some downtime in the comments, man. This is some Japan shit right here. So if you guys on my Facebook, you probably already saw this. There's not many people that I allow on my Facebook, so don't. That's mainly for like family and close friends. So that don't feel the type of way if you're not on my Facebook page. That's just something that's one of my close family spaces. That being said, I was uh I was watching the show on Netflix the other night, sitting on the couch. Man, I worked for like, I don't know. I probably worked 10, 12 hours that day between both jobs. I was exhausted, right? I didn't get home until like 9:30 at night. I sat on the couch and I'm watching the show called, I think it's called Outlast on Netflix. And while I'm watching the show, I kept feeling a pinch on my arm. I'm like, what the fuck? And I wipe my arm, nothing. It would pinch again. God damn, what's going on, man? I felt like smoking. I'm like, what the fuck? So I kept like checking my arm, and it kept pinching. And I'm like, yo, I hope this is not a mukade. Mukade, for those of y'all who don't speak Japanese, is centipedes. And it's so many different bugs and shit out here in Japan. Motherfuckers are huge, and it's like shit that can just take you out, murder hornets and shit like that. But the centipede is the one that they tell you, and warn you about the most. So I keep checking my arm, man, because I keep feeling this pinch. It felt like somebody kept sticking a needle in my shoulder. And I finally wiped this joint, and I looked on my couch, and I wiped again, and a centipede fell. And that joint had been biting me. I knew the joint bit me like 6, 7 times. Luckily, it was only like 2 inches, and it was a baby. But that motherfucker was tearing me up, B. If it was one of those giant centipedes, dude, I probably arm would have been swollen up. Probably would have been in the doctor's office. But I've been in Japan for like 5 years, and that's the first time I actually got bitten by one of them motherfuckers. So whenever y'all see me like freaking out when with the bugs and shit up here, that's just some Japan shit, man. These motherfuckers is crazy. Dave said, "My bad, bro. Nah, summer was hectic. Getting back in the mix. Probably going to smoke a stick at the lounge tonight. Which joint you going to, man? And what you trying to smoke? You going Cuban? You doing something different? Be curious to see what you gonna light up. But yeah, I mean, this summer has been interesting for everybody. And here in Japan, yo, y'all probably don't know. It's been like 90 degrees. What is that? 30 degrees here. and the humidity has been like 80, 85, 90%. It's been a hot one out here in Japan. It's been crucial, and not counting the day-to-day life of just trying to survive. It's been ill. Centipede attack, yo. Your boy got ate up the other night, man. I was so mad. And now, now the funny part is, I'm paranoid in my own house. So like I'm like, yo, we cleaned the whole house today, just in general. We finally had some downtime. We cleaned the whole house before we went out to the beach. And every time I sit down, like, yo, I'm checking just to make sure there ain't nothing crawling on me. This is the second time a centipede was on me like that, sitting on my couch. But this is the first time that motherfucker bit me up, yo. That shit lit me good. He said one summer my basement got a lot of earwigs. Fuckers bit me all summer. I've heard about the earwigs, biting people. And I didn't know they were that big of a deal, but I've heard about that. He said I put on a hat and they would be hiding in there. Oh man, that's the worst. That's the worst. I'm sorry, E. I can relate to you, bro. Just dealing with these centipedes, man. The spot near me has Davidoff R's. Before you spend like $60 on Cubans, they also got the Oliva 2000 yen. Okay, which Oliva joint, if you know. Uh, oh, you can also bring your own sticks. That's the money. Mike smoke the Mike Tyson Gurkha. I will say this, man. I've heard people, smoking that Gurkha, the Mike Tyson joint, said it wasn't that bad. So shouts out to the homie I am Mike Tyson. I'm just glad they didn't give a living legend a bullshit cigar. And I would love to hear your opinion on it once you smoke that cigar, man. I would love to hear what you gotta say about it. That would be dope. I don't know if I'm ever gonna smoke the cigar myself, but I will live vicariously through all of you who've had that one. I know Cigar Carpenter has a review on that too. Let me see. Boom. I was just about to go into that. E. Enough said. Boulevard Cofradia. Am I saying that right? Boulevard Cofradia is my everyday smoke. That's a solid everyday. I'm not like really huge on the Boulevard unless it's like the Cuban joint, but yeah, I feel it. Mike might still be in here, man, so he can clarify. I didn't get a chance to finish that review, so but I've seen some other people. I've seen some other people talking about that Gurkha and that Mike Tyson, and normally like when you see a Gurkha review or somebody giving their opinion on it, it's really not going to go that well. But I haven't seen like any super negative reviews on that cigar, surprisingly. Surprisingly. I think that was it for me, man. I don't I don't know if I got anything else like off the top of my head that I can kind of bring in tonight. The cigar is not out yet, so I got a few more minutes with y'all. I might make it to the 2 hour mark. Um, let's see. Let's just kind of do a recap real quick. I talked about the Cocodrilo. Um, I talked about the SB 1014 Silver. I talked about the Charisma, which was great. We talked about this. What do you call this? This knuckle sandwich here, the 2024. What is it? Chef Special. Yeah, talked about that. Let me see. Let me see what y'all talking about, man. He said I picked up a Gurkha 10 pack this summer. I like 3 of the 10. I mean, that ain't great, but out of Gurkha, that sounds about right. Do I have any old crusty cigars for tonight? This is the oldest, crustiest cigar that I got at the moment right now. This is the Aganorsa rare leaf, and I've had this one for a minute. I think it's a pretty good patina on here too. I can't really tell. It looks like it is, but that's about as old and crusty as it's gonna get, Mike. I just cleaned up here, so like you can see it in the ashtray. I'm not pulling a Roger right now, so it's nothing old and crusty sitting in there either. So that's the best I got. Let me see. Hey man, I do want to say this, man. Like I didn't know how this live was gonna go as far as just getting people on. I know coming on in the morning for y'all. A lot of y'all are just waking up, getting your weekend started. But I appreciate everybody that's joined in so far. So that's love. And I can't see like you know what the likes are like and all that kind of stuff. I don't know how that came off. I can't see it from StreamYard. But so, like I said, I dig that Aganorsa. Me too. Me too. I didn't really care for the Maduro version. I don't even remember the Maduro. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. But this one, man, the thing is the part of the reason why I brought this one out, Mike, is because I enjoyed this one, and I enjoyed it. This is when Aganorsa was still getting busy. The way the band looks on that one. When you see the band still looking like this, that's when Aganorsa was getting crazy. Matter of fact, speaking of old crusty, what I think I'm gonna do since nobody gave me any suggestions anyway, I got these Aganorsa signature selections. I got the Maduro, and I got what is the other one? Was it just a Maduro and a natural in the signature selections? I've been aging those for at least 4 to 5 years, and they still got the original silver and gold foil on the bottom of them. They still got this band on them before they changed the band up, and they've been in that humidor for a grip. So that's definitely an old crusty. Um, I'm probably gonna smoke one of those on the live tomorrow. So I've been holding on to that for a minute. So I might do that. Let me see what E talking about right here. Glad I caught you. I know you were saying EKB. I know what you meant. Going out with the kids to have a great night. Hopefully catch you on the infamous stream. Yeah, I'll be there, man. I got tomorrow. It's gonna be Sunday for me. I don't have any major plans for once. I ain't got to go anywhere, So I'm just gonna be laying low, so I can to kick it and stay on the live with y'all for the whole time. So I would definitely see y'all there. And part of the reason why I wanted to do this, man, for anybody that was on, this is gonna be my way of saying like, yo, that infamous show is coming up. So I want everybody to tune in, watch, and do all the YouTubey stuff that you do with that, man. So it'll be good to see y'all. Peace, homie. So stay up. So it's still 10 people on, man. Thank y'all for staying on. So whatever. Oh, look at this guy right here. We got the big dog in the place to be. I can hear him saying that. I can hear the way he's saying Keelan too. I can literally hear his voice. Matty boy, what up? How you feeling, man? I know you was eating that in and out earlier. I hope your stomach is okay. I hope I hope you're feeling all right. That in and out can really do something to the system, man. I hope you're good. Mm. Hey, Maddie, since you just joined in, look what I'm smoking. How about that? Check that out. He said, okay, screw the lounge. I'll smoke with y'all on the show. Hey, yeah, Dave, come kick it with us, man. Infamous Smoke Show. Come through and hang with the fellas. And I think that's going to be the move, man. I think I'm going to bring out the Aganorsa signature selection. And I hope it's as good as I had it before. I did a short on that with the natural some time ago, man. That thing was amazing. Let's see. That 3x3 was amazing, dude. How's that short special? I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, man. I didn't dislike this cigar. Believe it or not, man. I thought I was gonna hate it. One, it wasn't super peppery. Two, it smoked really well, man. And honestly, what I got from it was a lot of milk chocolate. And it really just tastes like any run of the mill, Connecticut broadleaf that you can get. I wouldn't run to tell people that this is the greatest cigar ever made or anything like that, but I wouldn't tell them it was the worst. And look, you know of anybody how I feel about this cat and his cigars, and I'm not mad at it. I got through it. I'm holding on to it, and it was good to have for the live, just to be able to sit back and just smoke a cigar that I didn't have to think about, that I didn't have to get too in depth with, or feel like I was losing contact. Hey, hold up, look, don't get too ahead of your skis. You don't have to go that far. There are plenty of other people that enjoy your channel and your show. They love your generous bombs and they love your giveaways. That they would love to get a chef special from you. I appreciate your friendship more than anything. So hold off on that. Let's not go that far. Yeah, I don't need 3 boxes at all. I don't need 3 cigars, let alone 3 boxes. I'm good, homie. I'm good. But Matt, I do want to say, man, yeah. Mike is up in the place to be too, man. Steven is up in here too. Yeah. I don't want to go that far, bro. Let's not get too deep in this. But I will say, I think, Matt, if you go back into it, now that they've had some time, it might surprise you because I didn't get a lot of pepper from this, man. So I think it had a little bit of time to settle into what it's supposed to be. That being said, 3 boxes is nuts. That's absolute. That's what happens, man. When you get in bed with funny dudes that wear funny sunglasses and ugly shirts, you shouldn't get in bed with people like that, man. It just ruins your humidor. I really didn't want to tell you that this cigar wasn't bad though. I really didn't even want to bring that up. I'm gonna be for real. Like it hurt me to say it. It really took a lot out of me to be able to let that out. Look, man, you know with this cigar what you expected it to be. So having it to be not shitty is a compliment. And coming from me to be able to smoke a whole cigar, like I would imagine this is probably the same feeling you had when you had, what was it, the 56, when you had the 56 for the first time. Like there's a level of surprise. It's like, yo, I'm not hating my life while I'm smoking this cigar. This was definitely that. But it really was just another run of the mill, you know, Connecticut. But I'll live with that. I'll live with that. So for those of y'all that just came in, I had 3 choices to pick from. It was the silver. I was gonna try this again since that's been so controversial, and it's in the Toro. I probably should have grabbed the Robusto for this, and then we got the old school Aganorsa leaf, and we got 2 people that chose the chef special. So it was Greg and Sandra. So that's what I smoked tonight. That's how that came about. Yeah, man, I would really say give it another whirl. I do, like, if it's as shitty as you would expect, just put it out. And it's not like you're gonna be wasting anything. You know what I'm saying? But you never know. You might get the milk chocolate version, and you might be like, okay, I survived. So I would say run with it. Juice, what up, man? Glad you're joining in, man. He said, but if it tastes the same, I'm south stomping it. Word up. Most deaf. Just don't even get halfway through the cigar, man. If it ain't doing what it's supposed to do. Because honestly, I was really surprised when I lit it up that one, this it smoked really good, and I had to pull out the old cigar hound dog. I got tons of smoke. The construction on it was actually elite. Like no draw issues, good smoke body, but it was just a run of the mill. So that is what it is. But that's saying a lot for this cigar. So everybody, good morning to y'all, man. I hope and see, I didn't even think about like just getting into it right now. But the time that I've been on, I think everybody like in the Midwest and the West Coast are really starting to wake up right now. So good morning to everybody that joined in. So this whole thing has been pretty much like 10 to 20 people for the majority of the live, and I've been going for 2 hours. So that's kind of dope, man. Yo, do your thing, man. Do your thing, man. Appreciate you for joining in. Having the hound dog on the show is always a plus. Having one of my homies join in makes it all worth it, man. So good luck with the editing, bro. That's just part of the review game, man. It's always videos to edit. Last thing before I get up out of here, uh, one of the sad things that happened, speaking of editing videos, I just 1 year ago, I think it was the 7th, September 7th, was the 1 year anniversary that I climbed Mount Fuji, right? So what I wanted to do, I've been having such a busy time that I wasn't able uh, to get that video out. So I grabbed all the footage that I had from my climb on Mount Fuji, and everything that wasn't me speaking and talking about the whole climb process and everything. That's the only thing that I had to do. I edited everything. I got all the footage together, and I did everything on my phone, right? So I put all the videos together. I stripped everything down, the drive up to Mount Fuji, all the stuff in the car ride, the whole climb up the mountain. I edited everything like when I'm talking to people, doing the video blog style while I'm climbing the mountain. I got up to the top of the mountain when I pulled out my eye of the shark, and the altitude was, the air was too thin up there, so I couldn't light the cigar. So I couldn't light the cigar at the top of the mountain. I had that in there, had everything edited, right? And damn bugs. So I had it saved on my phone. The only thing I had to do was go into the office and sit down and record and edit the portions where, I'm just giving my feedback. You know how I do my videos, where I'm just sitting in the room and I'm talking about everything that's going on. And my phone died. And I mentioned earlier in the live that my phone just completely shut down on me. So all the editing that I did for that video, it took me 2 days to go through and get everything organized and edited and chopped up and to make the video flow. I had picked out the music. All the shit is gone. Everything. All that time that I spent editing that shit is just gone. I can never get it back. So I got to re-edit that video. I was trying to get it out by the anniversary of actually climbing the mountain, and I wanted to do it so that people, this was the season that the season just ended probably a few days ago. For people, I think I was gonna get some good views on my Japan channel for that video, man. When I tell you I'm heartbroken, like the time that I put into that and the effort I put into climbing the mountain and editing that video, and that shit is just gone. There's no way to bring that shit back, yo. That shit hurt my feelings, man. Like, y'all, I don't know if y'all ever. The only way that I could equate that is like you got a deadline at your job, or you working on something for college, and you got this major paper that you're writing, and you get everything done, and then you get the blue screen of death. Or just say like, yo, you playing a video game, and you get to the final boss, and the only thing you got to do is beat the final boss, and your Xbox or your PlayStation just gives you the blue screen of death. That's what that shit feels like, bro. My feelings are hurt. It is what it is. At some point in time, I'm gonna go back and edit that video. I don't think I'm gonna wait another year, and I may get it out there. Um, I don't know when I'm gonna sit down and take the time to do all that again, man. But that shit hurt my feelings, Jack. I said, I feel you, bro. I graphic design and have a files saving PTSD. Dude, yeah, that's a good way to put it. I'm I'm saving every couple minutes. Yo, that is like that, dude. That's like, especially like when you feel like you got it right. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel like, okay, you've been working on whatever that image is, and you finally get like everything lined up the way that it's supposed to be. You got all the colors just right. It's popping the way that you want to. You finally got the image that was in your head, and you got it on screen the way that you want it, and then you lose it, and you got to do all that shit again. That shit hurts, bro. It hurts. PTSD is the way to do it. But here's the thing, Dave. I had everything saved. It was saved on my phone, but just the fact that I can't get any of that shit back now. You know what I'm saying? Even like because certain things like that were on that phone, I was able to get back on the new phone. I was able to get that shit back. But what I lost was I lost that video, and I wasn't able to meet up with Yove up in Fukuoka, and line is completely gone. So like all the connects and friends that I had back in Yokosuka and Zushi, like everybody that I met in Tokyo, I don't have any way to contact them anymore because I can't get back in the line. It won't let me get in unless I have that phone. So I'm ass out. That's the way that is, man. Sometimes you just got to live with that fact. But that PTSD is still there, man. And every time I look at, like, I go through my phone, and all those videos have been popping up, and you know how like Google does, like, hey, a year ago you were doing this, and all those videos have been popping up of me climbing Mount Fuji, and I'm like, yo, fuck that shit. It is what it is, man. Worst things have happened, but I was really proud of what I had created out of that shit, man. I was really proud of that effort that I put into it, and it's gone. Anyway, I think that's it for me, y'all. Y'all got anything else y'all want to add? Anything else y'all want to chime in? Any last questions or topics that y'all want to broach really quick? I'll give y'all just a few more minutes and take my last few puffs of this cigar. If my kids aren't on the Switch, I'm probably gonna go in there and play Metroid before I go to bed. That'll probably be the thing. That was the other thing. Just video game wise, I did a 100% on Spider-Man 2, and now I'm about to beat Metroid. I think that's my goal right now. The show for the Infamous pod is going to be at it's going to be 7 p.m. Pacific time. So for us, that's like 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. So I hope you around, man. We go for 3 hours, so don't feel like you got to rush. So that's gonna be 11 a.m. our time. So when I wake up in the morning, I'll probably have my cigars out. Probably gonna take them out tonight when I go downstairs. Hopefully, man. I've been aging those cigars for so long, and they're in the back of the humidor, man. I hope they're not too moist. I need to go check that out to see where they are. I don't know if like overnight dry boxing is gonna do it, but it should be okay. That should be good. But that's it, man. That's gonna be the thing. If you guys are still on, so 7 p.m. Pacific time. If you want Japan Standard Time, that's gonna be 11 a.m. in the morning for us. Come check us out. It's gonna be myself, Cigar Hound Dog, Master Ash, Cigar Alchemist, and of course Pick Jimmy. And I don't even know. I honestly, I don't know if we got a guest or what. I don't know what we're doing. Honestly, I don't know. But it's gonna be a good show as always. Probably gonna be only 2 hours, not 3 hours. Probably gonna go 2 hours. But yeah, that's it. That's how we get down. So y'all stay cool. Have a good time. Be easy. And I will see y'all on the next go round. Smoke your best cigars. That's what it's here for. I hope the summer was great for everybody that's joining on the show. I hope your fall is gonna be great. Go out there and explore, find your best cigars, make your content, create your art, be good to your family, you know, and have a good day. I know it's early in the morning for y'all. I'm gonna go down here and put on Metroid. So y'all stay cool, man. I'll see y'all on the next go round. Easy. Peace.